Ladies and gentlemen, Tactical Advance here, and welcome back to some more Star Citizen. Now today, I wanted to have a bit of a chat about graphics performance in Star Citizen. Now look, it's actually quite a lot to go through today. I've been doing a lot of testing. Some of the information might help some of you guys that I sort of learned. Now I've had NVIDIA and AMD high-end cards, top cards, and I've had them both in SLI and Crossfire X. Now, what I can say in the early stages is NVIDIA did seem to be a lot smoother, but obviously the AMD cards seem to be getting a lot better. AMD have added some Crossfire features now that are just making it a lot smoother. Now, the reason I did a bit of a change around, guys, and I haven't done any videos for a while, I set myself a challenge. I set myself the 4K Star Citizen challenge. What a bad idea. Look, guys, I got close. I think I'm running at the moment. I'm running at 256. Well, look, I mean, 4K's there. I've got a 4K monitor. And I've definitely got the power. Oh, big bug there. Definitely got the power to actually do it. Just, the game's just not very well optimized yet, which is sort of expected. And this brings us on to the topic today. What's the best GPU for Star Citizen? Now, a lot of people on the forum and a lot of people on my videos ask me, you know, what are you using? What should I go out and buy? Is this going to power Star Citizen? It's very difficult at this stage to even say which is the best one. Firstly, because the game's not out yet, and all we've got is the hangar module, and frame rate's different from the hangar to the actual Arena Commander anyway. The second thing is it's just blatantly not optimized yet. I mean, I've tried many configurations. Now, normally what happens is when a big blockbuster game comes out, which Star Citizen's going to be, what happens is the game gets normally sort of pre-launch, sometimes after launch. NVIDIA and AMD will release a driver, an optimized driver for it. It's a pretty common thing that happens. This has clearly not been done yet, and for a very good reason. There's no point creating a drive that is optimized for a game that is not finished and built. So that's the first factor. So that's something we'll have further down the line. Now, lots of other factors that come into play. Obviously, DirectX 11, Stroke 12. Then we've got things like Mantle as well that might be... Got G-Sync, FreeSync, you know, you name it, we've got it coming over the next sort of couple of years. So there's a lot of factors to take into consideration. But one of the things that interests me, because I always, when I make these videos, I'm always talking about the detail. I'm always, you know, going in and looking at things and saying, oh, what's that? And looking at things. Now, so I sort of set myself a mission for you guys to get 4K and show you 4K and show you what this looks like. Try my best, guys. I'm using, at the moment, I tried 4. I've got 3 R9 290s. They're all overclocked to 1.1. Running fine, but there's some issues inside of Star Citizen with the management of not just Crossfire, but obviously Tri as well, and Quad. I've tried Quad; it was just pointless. So to try and benchmark it, what I did is I loaded up Crysis, did all the mods, guys. I could play in 3K at 75 frames a second. Pretty impressed with that. Pleased with that, to be honest with you. So I think that if you actually want to benchmark something, I think I've left my Google Talk thing on now. I'm not going in there to stop that now. Sorry, guys. Very professional. The reason that today I'm sort of not that organised is because it's been so difficult, guys, trying to make 4K. I've put everything into this, and I've just got to a conclusion now that the game just cannot do it yet, unless someone else has had a different experience. But so anyway, look, the long and short of it is, I've got to a resolution now that I'm generally happy with. Now, if you're going out and buying a graphics card now, if you went for a 9 series, a top 9 series, a top 8 series, you're going to be able to run Star Citizens, no problem. What I have found is a lot of people are saying, oh, i5s, you know, just quad cores or multi-threading. Multi-threading blatantly helps, man. When I'm running in, you know, even now, the core's running at, what, 47% across the multi-cores as well. So having the multi-cores clearly helps, because if you took them away, there's going to be some sort of impact there. So there's no bottleneck on the CPU there. But I'm just looking forward to the point where I can do the 4K for you guys and then start uploading these really good videos. I can get in at 4K, guys, but it's 10, 15 frames a second. It's not a pleasant experience. I was going to try and make a very short bit just so you can, for the guys with the 4K monitors, you can actually see the difference. Now, something else is there's a lot of info. I'm going all over the place here, guys, but there's some other information as well that I thought was pretty cool. For anyone like YouTube, one of the reasons I didn't go 4K before or high resolution, because I was fully aware that YouTube, when you upload the video, guys, if you download another video, YouTube smashes it down. You know, if you render it out at 16-bit, you know, YouTube's going to bang it down to 8.2, 8.3 bit. That's standard for 1900 by 1080. And what I didn't realise is actually for 4K, you actually get 20-bit. And it's not you actually get 20-bit, you really do. I mean, I downloaded a couple of 4K videos of my own once I uploaded them, and they were 20-bit. So I was quite pleased with that, because I'm thinking the same thing. Yeah, it sounds pretty obvious, but that's actually given me the motivation and drive to do it, because actually you're actually getting a better experience, because not only the bit rate is better, the resolution is as well. It just looks far better, guys. It's very hard to explain unless you've got a 4K monitor. Even when I watch 4K at 1900 by 1080, it just looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, obviously, looking at 4K on YouTube looks fantastic, and I sort of can't believe I'm saying that, because 1900 by 1080 on YouTube looks pretty doggy to me, you know, in general. So yeah, I gave it a go, guys. Well, the good news is I've got some videos coming up. Now I've got my sort of PC sorted out. I'm going to hope for the patch updates, and we will do some 4K. But at the moment, I run at whatever we're at the moment. I think, or whatever it was. Oh, wrong console. I've run some little things as well, guys. I turned motion blur off and HD. I did just some of the lighting and stuff like that as well. If you're going out now, I'll just hold out, guys. I mean, if you've got a PC now and you're playing it now, the time that Star Citizen comes out, which is going to be, let's say, 2 years, which is a good possibility, then, you know, we could probably be in the 10 series by then. Do you know what I mean? So you might as well hold out. I mean, if you want to go out and buy something now for Arena Commander, fair play. Either way, I'm sure any technology you buy now will work in Star Citizen in a year or 2 years' time. There's no doubt about it. So that's my thoughts anyway. I would say, through my experience, through doing single NVIDIA SLI to single AMD to Crossfire to Tri to Quad, I can see, don't get me wrong, there is driver issues across all of them, but there's definitely optimization issues on the Star Citizen side. But look, I mean, this is early access at the end of the day. It's got to be expected, but I was really keen to try and get that 4K out there. But anyway, if you're running 1900 by 1080, you're not going to have an issue at all. You know, you can probably just play. You know, you can probably just play fine with probably a AMD. You know, maybe a 70 series or an 80, maybe 780 or something like that. You're probably fine. So yeah, like I said, I mean, I've pleased where I've got. But what the plan is now, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start looking at some of the environments. Now, one of the things I didn't do before, because I wasn't quite happy with the quality, is I'm going to start looking around some of the Arena Commander maps and having a look what's actually there. I want to have a bit of an explore and see what the maps are about. So I'm going to be doing them videos, and I'm going to maintain this resolution. I'm getting around about 40-45 frames a second, which is relatively good, but obviously the jump to 4K, which is twice this resolution, you've got something like 32-bit per pixel, something crazy. VR RAM on all the 3 cards I'm using now will be totally full. It's crazy, but anyway, guys, look. Best suggestion is hold out. There's no reason to rush out and buy some technology now. We're already seeing new cards coming out. The 9 series are dropping down now on wattage. Not that that really bothers me, because I don't, power is not necessarily a major issue. But obviously, then that there is obviously a sacrifice of heat there as well, which is pretty cool. If you're dropping down the heat, it gives you probably a bit of a higher chance of overclocking as well. So a bit of an odd video today, but guys, 2 things really, just to sort of give you a bit of an update, and hopefully some of you guys can enjoy the new resolution and the new content. I hope you're going to enjoy it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye now.